I have always wanted to try Kubernetes at home lab, but the complexity involved in setting up Kubernetes at home lab does not allow me to try. Recently, I have come across Talos Linux. The Linux distro is made for setting up Kubernetes in an easy way at home lab. We can install and run containers in less than 10 minutes using Talos Linux. First, we need a command center with Talos control and kube control installed. I am using Alpine Linux as command center for this walkthrough. You can use Windows or Mac also. Please download Talos control from Talos Linux website and kube control from Kubernetes website. Here is the Alpine virtual machine with kube control and Talos control installed. First, download the Talos Linux bare metal ISO from Talos Linux website. For this lab, we need to create 3 virtual machines. One for Kubernetes control plane and 2 virtual machines as worker Kubernetes. The virtual machine should have minimum 2 GB of RAM to run the Talos Linux Kubernetes. Let me walk through creating the virtual machines using parallel desktop. First, I will create the master virtual machine. Use manually. I am going to create the template virtual machine for Talos Linux so that we can use it for worker also. Other Linux, I am going to call it as master. I'm going to customize the settings, options, sharing. I'm going to disable the sharing. In the hardware, I'm going to give 4 GB RAM. Network, it's going to be the bridge networking, and then just save it. The machine won't boot. We are going to save the virtual machine like this. Stop. And we are going to select the ISO. Downloads. ISO. Okay. It's created. Now we are going to create the worker virtual machines. Copy of master, work, save. Okay, clone it again. Work 1. Save. Okay, now the virtual machine have been created. Now I am going to start the master virtual machine. Yeah, it's ready, and we will just save the IP. 10.0.217. Okay. Let me remove the already existing folder. Now I will generate the machine configuration files. Okay, now I am adding the master node to the cluster. Okay, now we will go for the worker nodes. Yeah, it's ready. So now we will configure the worker node. Let's first save the IP. Ten zero zero dot 11. Now first create the worker node 1. Okay, now let's start the work 1. Let's save the IP 105 and add the second worker node. Now we have to bootstrap the cluster. Let's bootstrap the cluster. The configuration is made. Now it's bootstrapping. So now everything has to change to ready. We have to wait for some more time. It takes little bit time. So now the API server, controller manager, scheduler are all healthy, but still it's not ready, it's false. I have to wait. Let's get the kube config. Okay. let's move the kubeconfig to Kubernetes config directory. Let's try to get the nodes. Yeah, the status is ready. Now the master is ready. The work 1 is ready. Work is ready. Now let's deploy engines. I'm just scaling up to 5 containers in the beginning for the NGINX. Let's see. It's created. Let's see. Let's check the deployments. Yeah, 5 of 5. 5 containers are running. Let's see the pods. Yeah, the 5 pods are running. Next, we expose the port 80 of the container. It's exposed. Now let's get the services to see which port it is exposed. It is exposed in 30638. Let's check whether the NGINX server is running on the control plan. (217) (217) 30638. Yeah, it's running. It's working. Okay, now using Talos Linux, you know how to deploy the containers in Kubernetes easily. Thank you for watching the video.